Today's sales tip has to do with CSI or CEI, whatever your manufacturer calls it, right? We've had discussions about this before. This CEI or CSI score is extremely important to your dealership. It's extremely important to the way that manufacturers are incentivizing your dealership today, right? I will say they're rarely a true picture of your buyer's satisfaction. But guess what? We build satisfaction through our process, right? We're building excited, loyal customers and employees by how well we do things. So the better we do things, the more true satisfaction we have and the more true loyalty we have. But irregardless, these scores are important, and it is up to us to score. Well, I'm going to give you 2 tips today on this. And the first one is this: the more returns you have, the higher score. Stop. All right? It's the human nature when you're satisfied not to fill out a survey. It's human nature. When you're unsatisfied, you want to fill out everything you can. So what are we saying? When you don't get enough surveys, there's too high a percentage of surveys coming back with buyers that are nitpicking you, right? And so your scores come down. You can move your score up immediately by increasing the number of surveys returned. I've done it so many times in dealerships, and you can do that today. Now, how do you get the survey return? You ask your buyer to do it. Remember, during our delivery step, we want to review our survey, and we want to ask our buyer, please fill it out, send it back, it's important to me, right? The second thing that we need to do is we need to explain the scoring system. The scoring system is ridiculous and it's flawed, and they need to know that. If they give you 8, 7s, and 8s, very good, they think they're giving you a good score. What happens at the sales meeting when your 87% comes in, right? It's no good. We got to be at 94 or 95. They need to understand that only a 10 is a 10. Everything else is pretty much a failure, isn't it? Now, I'm going to tell you, some manufacturers will say, you can't coach the survey. They're actually asking buyers if they do that. To me, this seems ridiculous. That's how manufacturers moved up their satisfaction index across the board, and that's what they push, right? But I will tell you this, even if they tell me that, I'm still going to at least let them know they're getting a survey. For the rest of us, I'm going to go ahead and show a laminated copy of a survey. I'm going to ask them, please fill it in because it's very important to me. And finally, I'm going to explain to them that only a 10 is passing. Everything else in the manufacturer's eyes is failing. And if there's anything that they can't chuck a 10, to let you know so you can correct it so they feel comfortable doing that. All right, how important is this? True story. Yesterday, blew out my tire, and my wife took the tire in we had roadside, so let's take it in, and she handled setting up the new tire. And when I went to pick it up, now by the way, this was a Townwood Volkswagen, the dealership, the sales department I used to run. I'm friends with the guys there, love them. John Dwyer in the service department, probably been the best service guy I've ever met. He's fantastic. He follows his process. He walks around my car every time, gives me good advice. And by the way, he goes above and beyond. I can text John on the weekend and tell him I'm having a problem, and he will schedule me and follow up with me to get to. We love him. He's incredible. All right. Now, about 3 months ago, we had a problem with our car. We needed some tires. Mary took car, and John wasn't there. Another guy handled it, and he was very good, right? And when the survey came, it went to my wife. She filled it out and gave him a great score. 8s all the way down the row. She thought she was giving him a great score. So when I was in there picking up my car, John asked me about the survey. What can we do better to get 10s? I'm like, what are you talking about, John? You're a 12 in my book. And he explained to me the last survey, and I realized my wife didn't understand the scoring. You see, I picked up the car, not her, but the survey got mailed to our, what we would call our home email address. We all have many email addresses, so things like that go to this one email address. She primarily handles that. She didn't understand the scoring. She thought she was giving him a great score, but what did she do to him? She tanked him. This 87 is way below their 95 target. Right? And she felt bad about it when I explained it to her. She didn't know. Listen, how can people don't know what they don't know? How can they possibly give you the right score if they don't know what the right score is? Today, let's focus on that. Every delivery, whether it be a service delivery, here's your car, whether it be a sales delivery, Remind them, please fill out that survey and ask for 10s if you've earned it. If you haven't, ask for a way to make it up to them and earn that 10. Good selling.